Well, hey, I'm Box. Didn't think I would be doing this again, but actually showing myself this time. But so I'm just gonna give a brief overview of like my journey throughout The Apprentice season 1 and season 2, just to give you who I am. So December 12th was the start of season 1, and I was one of the first 16 contestants, and I was on Nylax. And when I came into this competition, I just really thought I had it all. It was done. I was going to be the winner. Like, I'm a business student in college right now at one of the best business programs in the nation, and I'm like, I just have it done. My normal work that I come up with is what people are going to have to strive for. Like, me being a perfectionist, I see every detail and I want top quality work. I don't strive for mediocre work. I will stay up as long as I need to get the job done. And I just thought I had it done, and I didn't think this would be too hard. But I was so wrong. Week 1, I was almost fired, and it was my wake-up call. And after that, I just became a frontrunner in the competition. Challenges became more oriented to what I did, to what I'm good at, coming up with great ideas and producing a product. And that's what I did. I became a frontrunner, and I really thought after that moment it was mine. Like, I've proven now that I can win it. And then December 22nd, 10 days after the competition had started, I was eliminated shockingly in 4th place for this exact competition. And I'm a little bitter about it. I still think the advisors and Ms. Trump made the wrong decision. I think they lost faith in me for one challenge, and I regret not throwing people under the bus in my video, and trust me, I will be doing it later in this video. I don't know, I'm just a little bitter, and I'm here to prove that Ms. Trump made the wrong decision, and I'm here for redemption. So January 3rd, season 2 began with the 8 originals from the original season 2 that failed, and then 8 returnees from season 1. And here I am in the final 4 again, but this time I ensured that I will be in the finals. And so now I'm going to give you a brief overview of each task by task and what I did, and to prove why I deserve to be here in the finals and redeem myself. So task 1, all the returnees were put on the Returnees Corporation, and for task 1 we were in charge of making a book, each book being about ourselves, and then making a cover for that book. I offered to be the first project manager, but Broniak really wanted it and told me he could have it. And so ultimately we decided that we'd each do our individual pages and then submit them, and then we would do final editing to make sure they all looked cohesive, so like the text would look the same or the pictures were in the same spot. So I submitted mine really quickly, and Bronick really loved the design. He said it looked really professional, and it just had things that were really important to us and that defined us, like our placing from last year. And he liked the idea of me having a chapter title that defined myself. So he told me that he really liked it and wanted everyone to have mine that looked like mine, just looked a little different, that defined each one of us by changing the chapter title and obviously the description at the bottom. So I followed what he wanted, and it ultimately got us in big trouble because the challenge was for each person to do their own. And because I had done all of them, I was in trouble even though I followed what the project manager had wanted. So we lost the challenge, obviously, even though some of the designs on the other team were kind of ugly. So Broniak brought back myself and Steve back to the boardroom, and it was, again, not a good moment for me because, like season 1, week 1 I was in hot water, and again this season I am. But I thought, you know what, deja vu, you know what, I went far season 1 after almost being eliminated week 1, you know what, I'm going to do it again season 2, but this time I'm going to win the damn thing. So I wasn't fired, Steve was, because he just didn't have, the drive anymore and didn't have the resources to compete in this competition anymore. Task 2 was writing the play. So Ice Baby was our project manager, and we decided, well, I kind of offered that we should do a drama, and everyone agreed. So I mostly came up with the main plot for our play. I came up with the idea that maybe a kid dies or goes missing, and the parents are like devastated, and the mom is the one who goes further into the investigation to figure out what happened to her kid because the police just write it off immediately. And then I kind of spoiled it and said, you know what happens if like the dad's really behind it? He's like a senator and like is really high up, and maybe the kid caught him having like an affair and he couldn't have that. And then we have like another main suspect that obviously isn't the dad, and then it becomes like a whole shock at the end that it's the dad. I came up with most of that, actually all of that, and then there were some details that were added in later, and Trump really liked our play. I just ended up filling in, like did the whole play itself, but used my main outlines, like I told her what the opening play should be, like the mom driving up to the school and not finding her kid there. But she ended up details and made it really great. Trump loved our play, and we should have won until our play didn't finish on time because some people weren't posting and had 3-minute intervals of no posts. But I contributed a lot, and it was a great product. Probably so task 3 was designing a soda. You had to name the flavor, do the design, and then sell the most. And it was ultimately about who sold the most. So Glinda was the project manager for the returnees, and I kept emphasizing that got to move on. We can't focus on this design too much because it's all about who sells the most. And many people weren't there at the beginning, so ultimately I came up with the flavor, the name of the soda, designed the soda, and then I spammed the most. So to say the least, I did the most in that challenge, and we won. Task 4 was a switch up in the teams, and we had to make a board game. I see it on the returnees with that one, Broniac, Glinda, and who else was I with? I don't know, someone else from the originals. Obviously, I don't remember them because they weren't that important. Whoops. Anyway, I was a project manager, and I ultimately came up with the board game design. I designed the board game itself, came up with the rules. That people helped design the front covers and the back covers and just edited stuff. I also designed the cards that were shown because they wanted pictures of everything. I feel like I did great as project manager, and I think it was one of the best products of the season, to be honest. And we won. My first win as project manager, and ended up being my only chance to volunteer as project manager due to time constraints with work and then being individual challenges starting. And then task 5 was designing a new song. We designed a music video, create the song and the lyrics, and then choose a song for the beat. So I ended up choosing Blank Space, and I wrote the entire lyrics, which I think were way better than the other teams, and I think they had a purpose they served towards the game. And then that's what I did, and I spent a long time on them and made sure the lyrics, worked rhythmically to the beat, and the singer knew what beat to sing them on and such and so forth. And it took a while, and the lyrics were top quality. Task 6 was another spamming challenge. It was a 6-hour challenge, and I was only available for 2 of those hours, and I did spam the most of anyone on my team. That tells you how dedicated I am to this game. Just a little bit. And then task 7 and 8. Task 7 was designing a perfume and selling a bunch of it. I think my perfume design was the best of all of them, but I am a little biased, but I think mine was. And I think it had a great name and a great scent, and then I sold the second most. So I think a pretty decent job done for task 7. And then task 8 was the resume writing challenge, and Trump even said my resume was the best. So I think I've had an impressive work done here, and I'd be very disappointed not to make the final 2. So now on to the questions that Trump has posed. Question 1, who should get 4th and who should get 3rd? 4th is pretty easy. That one has lacked to perform as of late in these last couple challenges, and even said he doesn't want to do the video of himself. And I learned from season 1, if you don't do the video of yourself, you're done. No matter how good your game is, you're done. So he's 4th. 3rd is tough. I'm a little biased. I haven't played with K-Coaster, but I feel like every week he does the same thing. He's always a designer and nothing else. I'm not sure if that's because the project managers just trust him there, but he's lacked to shine anywhere else. He did shine in the spamming challenge ago, but he did have a lot of time to do so. So did I, so no chance to excuse myself. But I just feel like he's one note, and I don't know, I don't really like his designs that much. Like the clone bottle, Trump really seemed to like it. I didn't really like it. I liked mine a lot more. So I think K-Coaster should be third. What is question 2? Question 2. Who do you want to face off against in the final 2 and why? I think Brady deserves it. I think he's worked hard. And I think he wants redemption for season 1. He made the finals last year, and I think he's going to make the finals this year, to be honest, if it's with me or without me. I would pick Brady because he deserves it. He really has. He's worked really hard. I've worked with him, and I know his style and how hard he works. So I gotta say, 3. What were your best moves of this season? I think definitely my best move so far was week 4 with the board game challenge. I think it was one of the best products of the whole season. I think I worked really hard on the rules and made sure everything worked. And it was kind of a combination of Mole and Clue and Mafia. It was a mix of everything, and it really, really worked, and I think it could go on the market. I also liked my perfume design from week 7. I really like it. I think it's elegant, and I think it's probably the most sellable of the ones there. And I also liked my spamming. I think season 1 I wasn't the best spammer, but this season I proved that I am a spamming threat, and I'm expecting spamming to be a part of the final challenge, and I think I've proven that I can get the job done. And then question 4, what are your worst moves of the season? Obviously week 1. Listening to the project manager and disobeying the rules of the challenge, yeah. Brought me back into my only boardroom of the season. Only time I was ever in the boardroom, and I was almost fired. But again, it is what it is, but I made it on, and, I don't think it should hurt me, because I think weeks 2 through 8 have definitely outshined that, and I think it shouldn't weigh me down. And then question 5, why do you deserve to be the apprentice more than the others? Yay, bashing time. Okay. That one doesn't deserve it, let's be honest. He doesn't want to be here. He won't make a video of himself. Done. K-Coaster is one note, and I don't like his designs all that much. I think sometimes he's done really well, like in the board game challenge. I thought his designs were excellent, minus the lunchbox. That was a bad option. I just don't think he's good at giving content and ideas, and probably that's why he's always stuck with designing. Brady, I think I have more drive than Brady. I feel like I have more top quality work than Brady, and I feel like that's the only thing that differentiates me and him, is that my work is just a tad bit better. And I think that's why I deserve it, and I think my road through the journey of both seasons show that I really deserve this. I'm sorry for this video being so long, but I feel like in order to make it to the finals, you have to be thorough, and you have to answer the questions beautifully and explain your journey, and I think I have. And I hope I make it to the finals. Thanks for listening.